In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be intended by children under the age of 13. Your discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome to part 11 of Let's Play Ash of God's Redemption. Last we left off, well, Hopper made it to Ursus, talked with Thorn, and he helped him get out of prison. Thorn also escaped from prison with the twins, Fosta and whatever the other one was. And now we're basically back here. I had to redo the fight when I loaded it up again. Thankfully, it was pretty easy. You might notice some differences, though. Now, let's explore a little bit of Ursus before we get the hell out. You recall walking past this shop before. You realize how unwise it is to leave the city without supplies. You should visit the shop, or is the risk too great? Let's avoid it for now. Teek's in. You can ask your old friend for help. You use the back entrance to quietly lead your companions into the kitchen. Through the door to the next room, you can see Teek sitting alone at the table, sorting something. You creep up on him from behind and put a hand on his shoulder. Teek tries to leap from his feet and yells in surprise, but you grab him and put a hand over his mouth before he's able to. You gesture for him to be silent. The innkeeper nods nervously, and you remove your hand. You cast an involuntary glance at the table and freeze in shock. It's strewn with gold coins, jewelry, various scrolls, the kinds of things you expect to see at a moneylender shop. Teek, how did you come by this stuff? You ask him in disbelief. Fosta takes you aside. Your friend's a trader of stolen goods, she whispers. Did you know that? I can see you didn't. The gods smile upon us this day. Let's kill this fat grouse and take his itty-bitty, but pretty, stock for ourselves. We'll be grateful to have it once we're on the run. You ponder Teek's criminality while considering your party's interest in the goods resting on the table, and the rest of the inn's supplies. Are you really worth becoming a bandit yourself? Nah, forget it. Teek wipes the sweat from his brow. I'll give you all the supplies for free if you need them that desperately. I also have some goodies stashed away in the cellar. We're not strangers. I'll give you the family discount. Sweet. You get loot. See? It always doesn't hurt to be nice. Amulet, for speed, a temple ring. Let's grab the ring for more strixes. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Let's grab the bear totem and the bear claw amulet. Yeah, that'll work. Let's ignore the shop, and let's just get the hell out of Dodge. You decide to break through the gate. The thought of killing city guards weighs heavily on your conscience, but then Fosta recognizes the guards as brand mercenaries. My sister and I have our own score to settle with that maggot, snaps one of the twins. Don't you dare deprive us of the final pleasure of doing away with his minions. You reply with a curt nod. Look a little pretty for his henchmen. Attack! I think the twins are mandatory in this fight. Yep. Great. As you can kind of see, I also did get some level ups. Let's level them up. So what have I been doing? Well, I apologize for no stream on Sunday. That was not my intention. I'm gonna be honest, it was a bad weather. Snow on Sundays twice over basically meant I couldn't be able to actually do so much. Reflexes. Quick reflexes, adrenaline. Oh, right. pop some into athletics. Let's pop one in endurance. Bye. What you got? Mystic. Spirit Strike. Health on target. Upgrading our healing will actually be a good idea. Biscuit. Anything? I definitely want to get Long Spear. I only realized that when we were playing Lo Fang. That is a really good skill to have. But let's check out Andron Foshtas bios. An orphan raised in the Radonan abode for the humble with her sister. A titleless bastard and subject of the Gradonian crown, according to the Temple Book of Radona. Upon Mother Superior's recommendation, presented as a low-ranking bodyguard, she is entitled to the abode's patronage until age 40 or death. Upon marrying, which must be blessed and sanctioned by Mother Superior, taking up a job outside the mercenary work and giving birth, she must pay related taxes. Once recruited, the license decrees that patronage passes to the client. Noted for being contradictory, high-handed, and insubordinate, and subject to corporeal and disciplinary action. Supervised by the Royal Service. Let's see. Basically the same as her sister, except secretive and riotous, and the subject of corporeal and disciplinary action, closely supervised by the Royal Service. Okay, let's see here. I feel this definitely can go to Thorn. Make him a beast. And that'll go for Krieger. So, yeah, what have I been up to? Well, I've mostly just been gaming. I finally beat Greedfall. That was a fun game. Managed to get the best ending. It was relatively easy getting friendly with everybody, although it was a little bit sad I lost my friendship with the Congregation of Merchants. I think with Constantine you can actually understand why. Oh, is that a mini crossbow attached to her hand? But yeah. Not a whole lot really happened, honestly. I mean, I played Stellaris. That was crazy. Like, yesterday, I wiped out a devouring swarm, took most of its territory, gave the remaining territory to my friend. Then we ended up, I don't really know, got a Gaia world. I'm part of an associate for a federation. There's that to consider. I made an Ecumenopolis, ironically on the same system as the Gaia world I got. There's that to consider. I went full psionic. It took a while, but I actually managed to, get enough firepower that I can actually kick butt. I'm also fixing up the worlds that the Hive Mind had from similar to refinery worlds. But I'm also trying to make sure we actually have food. My people can have food to eat. It did dip a bit, mostly because I had to restart the game a few times to settle with getting some new stuff from the Shroud. But I do love the Mega Core expansion because with the caravans, I got access to the Shrine of Numa for more wealth. I got access to a new technology that basically is like more energy credits. I need to beef up my army if I want to take on the Dimensional Horror, however. But I finally was able to get the Mega Core friend I had to basically, make sure that they basically build branch offices. Which is good for me, honestly, because they get more trade, I get more firepower. I think he built it on the Ecumenopolis, which is my center of trade for the entire world, my empire. Oh, also I ended up managing to get access to the Cyberx's homeworld, which is a rain world. And now that I got Mega Engineering, I can do the Galactic Wonders perks, Ascension perk. Once that's done, I'm set for life. Good for me. We also had my friends and I were also playing Ark. We had to change up our server because of the fact that the old one kind of suffered a issue. We had to reset it. You find yourself in Ursus's main square. The citizens are already filing in. Whispers rustle through the crowd. Some guards are stationed atop a recently built wooden dais. The executioner paces about, wielding a fearsome axe. A herald fumbles with his parchment, and there stands Brandvici, rocking on his heels, radiant smug self-satisfaction. Brandvici whispers something to the herald, who shrugs and unrolls his parchment. His voice carries across the square, hushing the onlookers. Loyal subjects of His Majesty the King of Tirana, listen so that none can say they haven't heard. By royal decree, these hideous oathbreakers, found guilty of desertion, pillaging, and murder, and who are responsible for the life-threatening injury sustained by the King's grandson Prince Ho, are sentenced to death by beheading. The sentence will be carried out without delay, for all to see. You fold your arms. The convicts aren't there yet. The executioner looks around, and the guards remain where they are. Brandvici paces the length of the dais, as if orchestrating the whole thing. Irritated. What's taking them so long? Convicts should be up on the scaffold already. Why ain't they here? Why ain't they there? They're gonna read the sentence a second time? A soldier nimbly climbs the dais and whispers something to Brandvici's ear. Rubbing his hands together, Brand moves center stage. He locks his fingers together, resting his hands on his stomach, and gives the crowd a sweeping gaze. Suddenly, he begins to holler. Thorn Brennan has escaped your jail, Duranans. The person who murdered your prince escaped with all of his accomplices. They've wreaked havoc, bloody carnage yet again. They've slaughtered an entire patrol of my fine men at the gate. The crowd stirs and murmurs at Brand's words, making it hard to stay put. A short distance from the scaffold, you see Shek giving orders to his men. Fear not, my good people. Thorn Brennan shan't escape. Shan't? I'll personally lead the chase if there is no one else who will defend the Jaranan crown's honor. Shek places a hand on the hilt of his sword. As if sensing your gaze, he turns around. There's a look of disgust on his face. Maybe Thorn's escape is not so certain. Thorn had that witch Gleda, his daughter, with him. She's done many an evil deed. 1,000 gold coins to anyone who finds her and brings her to me. 10 coins for any information about her. Do you hear me? Leaning to you. I have no idea how Thorn managed to break out of jail, but he really pissed that son of a bitch off. Believe me, I'd bust Thorn out of jail every day, knowing he makes the select scream like that. There's something fishy about Thorn's escape. It's made Brandvici over-enthusiastic. Let's go, Ake. Nothing else for us to do here. To the King of Tirana I give my vow. To the Prince of Tirana and to all Barkanan kings, I promise I will find Thorn Brennan and drag him to the scaffold in chains.
You can fight on the edge of an abyss, but what will you do if you find the abyss all around you?
And now back to Hopper. It's like a boulder has been lifted from your heart. It was a good decision after all. Thorn Brennan walks free. He must decide what to do now. It's still important to talk to his daughter. He'll probably take care of his son himself. What I don't understand, my dear scribe, is how Thorn managed to escape from jail. I did my own digging. Turns out, Thorn took his friends with him. He must have had accomplices on the outside. Some guards were poisoned, others were stunned and shackled. And look at Thorn. I put so much effort into rescuing him, and he managed to escape without my help. Well, I guess you can't blame a man for wanting to miss his own execution. It's as if I'm talking to a brick wall. Cock out your tongue. What are we going to do? The prince's order stands, then. Were you the one who rescued Thorn by any chance? I've not been hide. Didn't leave the inn every night, even once last night. I've no desire to encumber myself with extra trips. And Thornbrenner is a fugitive now. How likely is he to break his neck in this ordeal? They say Thorn's gone out of much worse. He's got a good head on his shoulders, though. It's not all to us. When are we leaving? We'll do it soon, Ake. Let me settle a couple of matters here on Ursus, then we'll follow Thorn. Don't worry, he won't get away. I know every pebble in this area. I'd also like to avoid Bran as much as possible. Bran and Vichy ain't the best of companions. You'd rather strangle him than put up with them. I don't crave the prince's gratitude that badly. Let's wait, but not too long.
In the place where victories over oneself are reckoned, yet none of them is infinite.
They really need to fix up the voice work. Thorn's alive! So it looks like we got an achievement for making sure Thorn got out of Ursus intact. Okay. Your son's in mortal peril somewhere in the west. Your next destination is the burial stockade. Crooked men here. Okay. Which one leads to it? Well, we can go the southern road, but first, let's talk with everybody. Adra, Fosta, Fisk. Fisk seems a little downtrodden. Do you really miss Booze that much? I feel a little messed up we didn't bring Gletta, but I think she's okay. Are you languaging, Fisk? Did the thirst hit you hard? Even if I were sober for a year, they'd still be jokes about Booze. What did you want, Fisk? Better not do that. Never pity, never scold. Pity is useless. And I'm already harder on myself than you could ever be. You were a hero. Where's the royal ribbon that was given to you? They told legends about you. The Palians didn't board our ship, we boarded theirs. You were the first to board. I didn't witness it, but I heard about it. Where's the ribbon? Did you steal it for Booze? I sold it when my mother got sick. It didn't help though. Our healers can't cure diseases and I wasn't brave in just doing my duty. Alright. This. Sorry about that. I'm done with the charger. Why haven't you started a family? Maybe I could, if I didn't meet Leaky and Oda. Didn't she tell you about the lad who was roaming under the windows of her manor? Her brother threw stones at me. Even sent the dogs at me. Wait. I think I've realized something, Fisk. It was me. I suffered for a while, then chose to leave when your son was born. She didn't even know my name. Didn't need to. Why would she care about madmen? Then you came to Albius, you brought Leaky with you, and I started drinking. I saw the way you looked at her, Fisk. I noticed on the first day we arrived in Albius. You looked as if you didn't move a muscle. I would have killed you. Or she likely would have. Though she didn't recognize you were that boy. What could I do? There's barely anything left of me. How could I move a muscle if I stopped breathing near her? You're lucky, Thorn. Grief-stricken but lucky. A single day with such a woman is a miracle. You lived a life with her. You'd better shut up, Fisk. Don't twist the knife. Everything can be set right, Fisk. Give me an honest answer, Thorn. Can you set your life right, or can you only glue the shards together? Gluing the shards together isn't the worst idea, Fisk. If there were shards, I would have glued them together, but I don't even have that. Stop whining. You are alive. Friends all around you. A road under your feet. What else do you need? Keep it together. I keep to myself well in hand, Thorn. I will start biting my fists soon. Don't you throw mud at me, I'm already dirty. You should crawl out of the dirt, Fisk. Shake yourself off and continue living, like a human. Nikki won't be waving from the Vinci's balcony. She's not around anymore, you know it. Oh, he's just depressed. It's kind of depressing. Now let's talk to the twins. Are you Andra or Fosta? I keep thinking, what if you swapped ribbons? We don't swap ribbons. We're too afraid of forgetting who's who. This way, when I wake up, I know I'm Andra. How do you tell each other apart after bathing? I have a mole on my naughty bits that helps. Fosta has a mole too on other naughty bits. Should I show you? I'd have to take off my breeches, you know. Fosta would have to take her clothes off and hold her breasts. Which would you prefer?
Hey.
Have you played such tricks on Brand Vici too? Don't drag yourself through the mud. Don't you know how we came to serve your brother-in-law? I don't think it's some great mystery. He took money from his father and bought some pretty-faced nuns from the killer's monastery. He said to protect herself while enjoying the spice of life. Do you even know who taught Leaky how to fence? Who taught her to strike that? Who taught her the strike that took the bastard Brand's virility? It was our very own mentor. She wasn't the founder of an ancient monastery that has crumbled into dust, of course, but she was a master nonetheless. Brand Vici's father hired her, and the son followed him. He came for us. It looks like you've had some experience with monastery life. I got plastered, alright. I don't want a second helping. Why do you care? Don't worry about my daughter. She's too good for war right now. We can do it when the reaping ends. You shouldn't guess in the future. Don't even look there. You get more out of feeding your girl to a shark. At least she might learn something. Well, you stayed safe at the monastery. Who named you Andra? They gave it to me at the monastery. Pulled a scrap with the name Andra from a basket, and I became Andra. If they pulled the word shit, you'd be talking to shit right now. You got lucky with the names then. Who's older, you or Fosta? I don't have anyone to ask. If you mean being wise, calm, and patient, then she's the older one. If you mean finesse and rage, then I am. You and I, we're both mad. It's possible, Andra, but I'm older than both of you. Double your ages, even. Enough sweet talk, Andra. It was sweet indeed. Goodbye for now. Where are you going to go? I want to take a piss. Do you want to escort me? Can't even trust me to do that? Damn. You'll do fun without a guide. Alright. Now, Fosta. I need to get a drink. My throat's feeling parched.
Hey.
Fosta! Why do you keep averting your gaze? I'm not here to stare you down. I can look wherever I please. Dante and Virgil much? Just as females? I'm just going to ignore that little comment I just made. That's just... Oh god, I don't want to think about that right now. Damn it, I'm thinking about it right now. Have I offended you in some way? If you offended me, you wouldn't be breathing. They tell legends all across Mercana of the skills of Radona disciples. Icons are more dangerous. They are Shadow Clan warriors. Their fighting style is similar, but harsher. Our former leader left the clan and founded a monastery. So that's where... I was wondering about that. They fight like the Shadow Clan, but they are not them. Our land witnessed such miracles. No one once taught us to fight. For several hundred years, no one can surpass our apprentices. Why didn't you leave Brand Vici sooner? Where could we go? To Vandal Forest? You'd have to watch out for both guards and bandits. You are all skilled, ladies. You handle yourselves well. You can take care of yourselves, or do you dream of a quiet life in this forgotten village? About husbands. The quiet life is over. Troubles can drown you before you know it, even in a forgotten village. And tell me, where are these supposed men we can marry? I can't give you advice there. Nice talk. Did you think that I would just cling to you and cry? I didn't think about it at all. Though if you started crying, I wouldn't be scared. You aren't a snake, are you? I don't know everything about my origin. Maybe I am a snake. Let's check out the squad. Sop and Flip got level ups. Forgot to level them up in this. Dang. Flip. Focus. Increases your health, requires 44 energy, but increases your health by 44. Ooh, nice. Let's pop Athletics to give you some more walking speed. Yeah, I think we're good. But let's pop in Flip back with Andra and Fisk for Foshta. I like having my options open. Alright, Southern Road. Or do we go to the crooked men here? Ah, man. Oh, and it looks good. I mean, we could go to the crooked men here. Hang on. We'd have to go to Opakam, but we need to figure out how to get to the burial stockade. Outcast stockade. Where the hell would it be? Let's just go this way with the southern road. So yeah, other than that, like, most of my week was just mostly boring. Well, I did get a blue screen a bit ago, but I think it's okay now, or that was it last week or something. Sure that no one's following you, you may camp. Luck's on your side for now. Though afraid to jinx it, you exclaim, at this rate, we'll soon reach the burial stockade. Andra nimbly jumps off her horse and approaches. How long are we camping here? Should I be get wood or something? Your sister laughs. Dear sister, are you becoming a bit too fond of him? Do me a favor, Thorn, don't mix us up. You're not really my type. Your embarrassment turns to anger. Oh, you windmills. You barely escaped the chopping block, and it's all just water off a duck's back to you. Go get some killing if you've nothing better to do. Foshta feigns disappointment. Oh, dear sister, such a stern, grumpy commander we have. He can't get it through his thick head that escaping death is the best reason to enjoy life. Alright, let's go get some killing before he throws us in the fire instead. Andra says before leaving. Don't be mad, my sister, please. She's a good girl, even she doesn't always watch what she says. Here, take this. She found him while escaping from the maggot. It was on his table. take out a piece of you take the piece of paper, unfold it, and recognize Gletta's writing. In your heart aflutter. It says, "Brandvici, if even a single strand of hair falls off my father's head, I will kill you. Gletta Brennan." Don't mess with her. Noted. Let's go the Southern Road again. You notice the flag to Girona ahead. It's the camp of a large squad. You don't expect a warm welcome from Marconin guards, but looking for an alternate route will take time consuming. It's doubtful that the news of your prison break has traveled this far. You haven't seen any messengers overtake you, at least. Let's take the risk. You notice Balai staring at Fosta during his speech. "Well, yes, I know this, Captain," she says with a shrug. "He didn't like that I worked for that maggot, but he liked everything else. We've always gone along, so I can speak to him if the need arises." The captain's steward steps, pulls you aside. The bastard hints that he's ready to let you go off for only 1,000 gold coins. You don't answer, so the steward leaves and tells the guards to bring you to him when you're willing to talk. "I know that guy," Enters whispers. "And about some of his affairs. I could turn the heat up on that pipsqueak if you need me to." After the steward leaves, you think about what to do next. You're not planning to wait until Balai discovers that you're a wanted man. Well... we could rely on Fosta. Yeah, let's try Fosta. The captain orders the guards not to stand in your way, and he leaves. You give the mercenary a puzzled look. She just snorts at you and climbs into the horse. It's clear your trust in Balai's attention have put her in a good mood. Sweet. Let's get the heck out of here. I do not want to risk it. You look around. Some landmarks are surprisingly familiar. You've been here with Krieger. You remember him mentioning a nearby grave, a battlefield where a captain of the guard was buried. He was likely ready to rest with his weapons and the captain's insignia. Let's not care. Let's get out of here. There's no way of telling whether the grave is still there, and time is too precious. You carry on with your journey, saddened by the sudden realization that you are unlikely to be buried with full honors. Mood gradually spreads among the others, and your companions ride in gloomy silence. Crap. Alright, let's get to the Scarlet Tower. A man in ragged clothes sits beside the road. You try to ride past, but he suddenly leaps up, clutches to your stirrup, and mumbles something, frantically pointing at a roadside boulder. Vacant eyes, foam rimming his lips. He's clearly out of his mind. You decipher one word from his blabbering. Dig. Let's try to dig. The peasant approaches you. Drawing closer, he bows to introduce himself. "Forgive me, kind master. Would you mind taking Laura home? I'm Thorn, up from the Ironmonger's village, just a couple of leagues to the west. This fellow here is our village fool. Like this boulder for some reason, we just cannot stay away from it." You You regard Laura with a mixture of frustration and pity. Next, you face the peasant. Name's Thorn. Go ahead, take him whatever you want, but I dare say you're not watching closely enough, Thorn. Thorn gestures helplessly. He's cunning, this one. Never mind his sanity. Just like his father, who was the captain of the guard and came to our village from the city when he retired. His ailing son came with him. You look after Laura out of respect for his father. Very good and decent man. You nod, and as Thorn takes Laura's arm, Laura turns suddenly, slipping something metal in your hand. When the fool and his guardian disappear off the road, you examine the gift. It's a captain's insignia with a Strix. Sweet. I'm gonna get some Strix out of it. Although we lose a day. Crap. Wild Boar's Path. Old Gabonin Road. Yeah, we'll take it. The faster we get to the burial stockade, the better. You come across a merchant's cart with a broken wheel. Several guards are busy repairing it. The cart is brimming with pots, the kind used to transport oil. The merchant introduces himself as Sid and gestures helplessly at his cart. You got anything to sell? Rune of Aim. Ooh. Snake Totem. Ruben's Breath. No. We'll take this. As much as I want to help, I don't want to risk it. Sorry, Sid. You're on your own. Be sure to resume your journey. You won't let small matters like this sidetrack you. Raven Gorge. Let's go to the Woodland Stockade. Actually, go through Raven's Gorge. We can cut right through and get to the stockade fast enough. You hear sounds of fighting and spur your horses. After a bend in the road, you almost stumble over soldiers' corpses. You see bandits taking a wagon off road. They notice you drop their prize and draw their swords. I know this is worth the risk, but I'm willing to take it. Where's Flit? Flit, congratulations! Alright, let's go. have a go with manual and then automated, but I kind of like having automated up. It means it's easier to talk. A lot of stuff's been really going on lately. I mean, I've been feeling a lot better after my whole digestive issues I've been having. It's just my stomach hasn't been agreeing with these past weeks, so I think I've been okay lately. I wonder if I can actually use the cars while in auto battle mode. Touch of chaos? Oh no, wait. I gotta be quick. But other than that, I've just been, you know, gaming. Greedfall was a good game. Ark Survival Evolved, we actually had, like I said, we had to exchange out the servers. We started on the Crystal Isle server instead of Ragnarok because of, like, we couldn't get into the game itself, so we were sort of stuck. Which sucks, honestly, because I really did have a lot of fun on that server. On the one hand, the Crystal Isle looks beautiful. On the other hand, I died like 3 or 4 times before I actually met up with the others. It was hard, okay? Literally, I spawn in and I get murdered by a crocodile. It's a fun game, though. Really recommend it. So, there's also the Mass Effect Trilogy Legendary Edition. Definitely gonna try getting that because I love the games a lot. I really hope that some people are saying that they're gonna probably retcon the original ending of Mass Effect 3. Or something like that. I don't know. It's got me thinking, like, are they going to? Would they do it is the question. Just something I thought of. I mean, with how controversial the ending was, I mean, getting rid of it does seem like the smart idea. Even if it's not really the wisest. I mean, Deus Ex kind of did the same thing, the original Deus Ex. The endings were different and color coordinated, but I guess with Mass Effect, I guess it's just they all think Bioware can do it. But at the same time, like, Deus Ex did it. But I do wonder about what's going to happen next. Like, what is Mass Effect 4 going to be about? And Temple Institute actually talked about that. He suggested the idea of a Cold War going on with the world. Like, after the Reapers, things are going to have to start changing. You know? I mean, I can get where he's coming from. I understand. Alright. Time to see this guy just filling full of holes. Or arrows in this case. 10 Strixes, 13 gold, a cursed ruby, and level ups for these two. The bandits are defeated. You search the bodies and take the travel documents from the fallen commander. Now you can pass as wagon guards and ride through the burial stockade with ease. The bandits partially plundered the wagon and made a mess of the supplies. It is worth the time to collect them. Let's take some for yourself and leave the rest. Despite Vi's tepid objections and complaints about the recruit's hard lot, you take everything valuable for yourself. You will have to remember to sell it afterwards. You have hardly packed the remainder and continue on your journey. Sorry, Vi. We need this. The Perilous Path. The path leading from the hunter's outpost to the burial stockade. It shortens the way and some travelers' lives, if you believe the locals. Let's hope he lives. Let's hope he lives. We made it to the stockade. Please let him live. If we got here early enough, it'll still be intact. However, if you take too long, he will die. Rune of Flame, Emerald Amulet. Wow, Rose Pendant. Oh man, I don't have enough. Monk's beads. Always good to get switches. Nah, I think we're good. But we made it to the stockade. You must deliver the wagon tray to the barrel stockade sergeant and have your papers checked before moving on. But let's go to the inn. People still need to eat and drink, even at the wasteland's edge. Perhaps it would be a good idea to stop by. Noticing the mercenaries. You came straight here when you arrived. You're staying for good, I presume? Ha! You think we'll drink ourselves to sleep? You're mistaken. We're no amateurs. Besides, we need to muster up some courage before heading out into the wasteland. That's the road you chose, right? What do you think, Andra? How else then? A detour? We lose a lot of time that way. Besides, they've surely sent someone to give chase. I sense your desperation from the start, so don't go disappointing me now, Thorn. I don't care if I disappoint you. I only care about saving my children. The wasteland's the surest way to Phrygia, so you better muster some courage. And I will. My resolve strengthens by the moment, as a matter of fact. Give this swell of bravery. Would you mind giving this swell of bravery? Would you mind telling me where tonight will be spent? Oh, Andra, you're a grown woman and quite the skilled killer, but you've got no sense of humor. All right, I'll tell you when we're moving out. Now we need to go to the stockade. The sergeant is so pleased to see the wagon train that he doesn't even bother checking your documents. He probably invites you to make yourself at home in the stockade and then excuses himself, pleading an urgent matter. As soon as you leave the stockade, a stranger approaches you. His clothes, face, and mannerisms all seem suspicious. His outward demeanor is friendly, but his smile is so unnerving that you find yourself clenching the hilt of your sword. It's not easy talking to someone you prefer dispatching. I'm not trusting you. Hey, calm down, buddy. Don't be such a hothead. I need a favor. I'm sure you don't remember me, but I recognized your face right away. Name's Helm. I was curious if you're heading west. First of all, I'm not your buddy. I have no idea who you are. And furthermore, why do you even care where I'm going? You're Thorn Brennan, aren't you? You've grown older, but you're still tough as nails. We used to travel together when I was younger. You've probably known thousands like me in your lifetime. I saw you and thought to myself, who else but Mad Thorn would dare cross the wasteland? Perhaps he could use a hand. Let's say I believe you and you do in fact know me. I can't say the same. Not to mention, among the thousands who've traveled with me, plenty have been scoundrels. What's there for you in the West? It's war. Hardly a reason to rejoice, but for people like me, it's kind of an escape. Since I was young, I've only felt alive on the field of battle. To this day, I've mastered no art other than fighting. Have you even made the effort? You hardly look like a schoolboy. I look like a common dog. That's what they say, at least. But I'm a good person, honest. Try becoming a blacksmith. Wasn't good enough. Too complicated for a fellow like me. Never had anything else to pour my heart into. So you attempted one thing once and then gave up? Not very persistent, I see. And just what are you doing here? I'm helping the sergeant with some errands. They actually trust me to do things around here. Although pay's pretty bad, and recent news has been even worse. Troubling but curious, right? You've heard the coming war and decided you want a peace. Go on and tell me I'm wrong. You can say that. Being a mercenary isn't the same as being a thief, though. I'm still so far from the war, on the opposite side of the Ashen Wasteland. There's nothing for me here. What should I do? Never understood mercenaries. At least you're sticking up for your own, not the enemy. Who am I to judge? What do I need you for? You don't visit the wasteland often, do you? I know a guy who goes there regularly. He's not all there, but no one else dares so much as glance in that direction.
Huh?
What makes you think I'll be able to trust him? Don't think if I would if I were you. But I've seen him take people into the wasteland and bring them back alive too. Couldn't you use someone like that? We could use someone like that. This friend of yours comes with you, Holly. I'd even tolerate your company. I've just one question. If you already have a guide, why do you need me? Through the wasteland, just the two of us? No thanks. I'd be avoiding it altogether had I not run into you. Well, I guess that's settled then. Great! I'll go tell Score, our guide. With you by my side, this trip will be as easy as falling off a log. You're not the first to assume I can get someone out of trouble, but I'm not your father, and I'm not going to do your fighting for you. I'm perfectly capable of cracking skulls, but it's important to have people you can trust. Nothing worse than being abandoned in the middle of a journey when things get rough. You're an honest man, that's why I took notice. Well, I don't remember you. I know nothing of your self-proclaimed honesty either. Instead, your self-proclaimed honesty. Instead, I'll just give you one warning. Make an attempt to trick me in any way and I'll take your head off. I'll let you know once I'm ready to head out. Let's go to the stockade and level up. Now my throat's starting to get parched. Let's see here. Let's pop some endurance and Gremlin. Okay, let's pop in. Let's pop in loan. That should be enough. Oh, right, helm. Crap. There you are. Okay, let's see. We got 2 skill points. Gloat. Decimation. Ooh. That'll be good. A state serf and hunter from the vicinity of Jirana and the subject of the Jiranan crown who fought in the southern campaigns. Fined for evading taxes, received corporal punishment for debauchery, being a public nuisance, and destruction of property. Confined to a debtor's prison until his land and estate were confiscated. A wanted poacher. According to fellow villagers and former companions in arms, he's a trustworthy soldier with honor and dignity, but no luck. Well, we got nothing else better to do. And he seems trustworthy. Helm, you're in. Bisk? Nope. And we'll swap out Krieger. We'll take the items off of him and give them to Helm. Make him even tougher. Alright. But I think that'll be okay for today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll actually be able to stream again with everyone. I'll be able to stream. Yeah, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be with Thorn for a while. But I'll call it here for today. So far, we managed to escape Ursus. That's good. Having a morale loss. We lost some gold, but we're slowly making our way to go ahead and get access to the wastelands. So, next time, I'm Giant King Mark, and next time on Let's Play Ash of God's Redemption, we're gonna go into the wastelands. Hopefully, we can make it to. We can be able to reach his son fast enough. I hope so. Anyway, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified, and I will see all of you laters. I mean, next time. Laters.